So good morning dear students and welcome to this video. In this video we are going to discuss Act 1 Scene 1 of the play The Tempest, and we are going to discuss it line by line. So the scene takes place on a board, a ship at sea. A storm is aroused in the sea and the ship is struggling in the storm, and the passengers who are on board on that ship, they are also desperate to save their lives, and they are shouting, crying, and there is lot of confusion and noise. And at the same time we are also able to witness nature's fury, because there is a storm in the sea, that there is thunder and lightning as well. So the two characters that enter in the scene are the master and the boatswain. Here master refers to the commander of a merchant ship, and boatswain refers to an officer on a merchant ship. So since it is a period of urgency, so the master was desperately looking for the boatswain. The master calls out, "Boatswain, hello boatswain." The boatswain, "Here master, what cheer?" Okay, he replies, "Here I am master, what is your pleasure? What do you want from me?" Master, "Good, speak to the mariners. Fall to it yearly, or we run ourselves aground. Be steer, be steer." So master commands the boatswain. He says, "Good, you are doing a good job," because the boatswain is desperately trying to encourage all the mariners, all the sailors, in order to save the ship from being wrecked or from sinking because of that storm. So he praises the boatswain, and at the same time he tells him that he must speak to the mariners. He must tell the sailors to be ready to carry out orders promptly. Whenever there is an adversity, whenever there is an emergency, urgency created, then the only way to come out of that adverse situation is to act promptly and intelligently. So the master is commanding the boatswain to speak to the sailors and ask them to be ready to carry out orders promptly, because there is a danger to their ship, because there is chances that the ship may get stuck in shallow waters. That is what is meant by aground. The ship may run aground. There is a probability that the ship may get stuck in shallow waters. So to prevent the ship from getting stuck in shallow waters, they must act promptly, fall to it yearly. Fall to it means they must start doing the work promptly, okay, so that they can save the ship from running aground. Be steer, be steer. Be steer means be quick. Okay. At once arouse the people so that they can act accordingly. And saying this, the master exits from the stage, and the mariners enter. And you find that what confusion is there on the boat, how people are confused, how they are desperately trying to protect the ship from running aground. The boatswain is shouting, "Hey, my hearts, cheerly, cheerly, my hearts." Okay. Hey means it is an expression, a form of encouragement. He tries to encourage the sailors. Okay. My hearts means my brave sailors. He addresses them as the sailors who are very close to his heart. So he is asking them to hurry up, my brave sailors. Work cheerfully with enthusiasm. Okay, at this particular moment when there is urgency, people lose hope. So even it is true that the sailors, these mariners, might have lost hope. So the boatswain is trying to encourage them, is trying to cheer them up, trying to instill them with some positivism so that they can cheerfully work with enthusiasm. He is trying to motivate them by addressing them as his brave sailors. "Yare, yare, take in the topsail." Okay. Quick, quick, take in the topsail. Tend to the master's whistle. Tend to means pay attention. Okay. Pay attention to the master's whistle means carry out the order of the master. Blow till thou burst thy wind, if room enough. So addressing to the storm, the boatswain says, blow till thou burst thy wind. So blow, you storm, till you burst yourself, as long as there is enough space to accommodate their ship in the sea. If room enough means, so they are not afraid of the storm. In fact, they are challenging the storm. The boatswain is challenging the storm and asking the storm to blow as long as it can burst out in the sea. So long as they are filled with the hope that they still have the chances of saving the ship from running aground. So he is asking the storm to blow as long as they have enough room in the sea. Sea room. What does room enough means? That they have enough space to direct or to maneuver the ship without getting it stuck in the shallow waters. So here the boatswain is trying to encourage all the mariners to work with full effort, to give their 100% at this urgent situation, so that they could save their ship from running aground. Now just at that particular moment, all these royal people who were in their respective cabins, they are able to hear the shout of the boatswain and the mariners, and they are also able to hear the roar of the water. So they also become very desperate and they come onto the deck of the ship. So who are these people? Alonso enters, who is the king of Naples. Sebastian, the brother of Alonso. Antonio, the usurping Duke of Milan. Ferdinand, the son of King Alonso. And Gonzalo, the old and wise counselor to the king. They and the other royal people, they come onto the deck of the ship. And Alonso is also greatly disturbed. He is also fearful that this voyage might prove to be the last voyage of his life, because he may not be alive to undertake any future voyages in his life. So out of fear, he also tries to command the boatswain. He says, good boatswain, have care. Have care means be careful. Where is the master? Play the men. He is not satisfied with the work of the sailors, the mariners, and he starts looking for the master. He tells the boatswain, where is the master gone? Play the men. Play the men means show man-like courage to face the storm. So face the storm with strength, with enough boldness, and with the manly courage. However, the boatswain is not happy, or he is not ready to take the command of King Alonso. He speaks very rudely with King Alonso. So instead of taking command from the king, he in fact is giving command to the king. He says, I pray now, keep below. I beg you to remain in your cabin, not to come to the deck, because the king, by coming to the deck, he is proving to be a hindrance in the work of the boatswain. Because at that particular moment, the boatswain needs to address the storm. He needs to act promptly in order to save the ship from being wrecked in the storm. At that moment, he is not ready to take the command of the king. So he in fact orders the king that you remain in the cabin. Then Antonio, since he is very cynical character, so he gets little humiliated by the command of the boatswain or by the speech of the boatswain. So therefore he says, where is the master boatswain? Boatswain, do you not hear him? You mar our labor. Keep your cabins, you do assist the storm. Okay, so he is also very rudely replies to Antonio that can you not hear the voice of the master? And by talking with the boatswain time and again, they are only interfering in their work. They are marring their labor, they are destroying, they are spoiling their labor, their efforts to save the ship. So therefore, he tells Sebastian that he must remain inside. He must go at once to his cabin, otherwise he is only helping the storm to destroy all of them. However, Gonzalo, who was a wise old counselor, he tries to pacify the situation by saying, "Nay, good, be patient. Okay, good fellows, be patient. This is not the time to quarrel among ourselves, to fight with each other. This is the time to fight unitedly against the storm." So he tries to restore some patience in those men. Boatswain, however, he is also very rude to Gonzalo. He says, "When the sea is, you can expect us to be patient when the sea is patient." That means what? When the sea is calm. Hence, what cares this roarers for the name of king? To keep in silence, trouble us not. What cares this roarers for the name of king? Okay. So he is asking Gonzalo that what do these roarers, here roarers means the winds and the waves which were roaring out in the sea, the thunderstorm, does not care, does not fear whether it has a king on board on the ship or not. So nature does not discriminate among people. It is not that the storm will affect the boatswain differently and the king differently. It will treat everyone the same. There is no difference between the king and the workers here. So nature does not discriminate them. So therefore, he advises Gonzalo that he must at once go to the cabin and have silence and not trouble them in any ways in their work. Okay. However, we'll do this till this much, and in the next class we'll continue from here. Thank you.